In just a few minutes, I'm going to be heading out to class to teach Deuteronomy to my Old Testament survey students. We've been going through the Pentateuch. We've been wandering through the wilderness, and I was just pondering something today. A new thought actually came to me as I was just thinking about the reason why Moses couldn't go to the Promised Land. I know he smote a rock instead of speaking to the rock. I mean, it seems kind of severe, doesn't it? Like you go to Numbers chapter 20, God says, just speak to the rock and water will come out. But Moses is mad because the people are in opposition to him. They're quarreling, they're complaining. And so he takes his stick and he says, you rebels, what am I going to do with you? Whack, 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 whack. And he hits the rock. And so I've always thought that maybe the reason why Moses did not go to the promised land was because of his anger. Like he had trouble controlling his temper. He had temper issues, and every now and then he'd just blow a gasket. Like, for instance, when he saw the golden calf, and when he comes down with the Ten Commandments, like he breaks them all in one shot. And then here it is with the stick, you rebels. I mean, the first time he brought water out of a rock way back years before, God told him to strike a rock. So it wasn't really the hitting of the rock, it's the attitude that he had, maybe. So I've always thought it was the anger issue that he had trouble controlling his emotions, emotional regulation, and maybe the kind of leader that they needed to go into the promised land was somebody that was able to control their emotions better than Moses did. But I have a new thought actually today as I was just looking over Deuteronomy, getting ready to teach. And it's interesting that three different times in the book of Deuteronomy, in the first four chapters, Moses gives his reason why God doesn't allow him into the promised land. And it's different. It's different than what God said to Moses back in the book of Numbers. Like Moses's interpretation of it is different. In Deuteronomy 137, I got my handy Bible here. All right. In 137, here's what he says. The Lord became angry with me because of you, right? He blames them. He blames them for it. And in Deuteronomy chapter 3, because of, this is verse 26, because of you, the Lord was angry with me and would not listen to me. And then Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 21, the Lord was angry with me because of you, and he swore I would not cross the Jordan and enter the good land. And so we see like three different times, instead of just owning it, instead of just fessing up and humbling himself and all that, he expressed resentment. Basically, he's angry with them. He's angry with them. He holds resentment in his heart towards them. And because of that, um, he's hardened, right? I mean, and so like he's blaming them. He's blaming these guys for something that really wasn't them. Now he was, well, the reason why I hit that rock was because of you, right? But the bottom line of this is we do not have the right to bear resentment against people. And we can't blame somebody else for our own actions. And somebody might do something really stupid, something frustrating, something annoying, irritating, but still that we are responsible for our own stuff. And Moses was responsible for his. And I think that's the reason. I don't think it was his anger issue as much as it was his resentment against the people, a hardening of his heart against the very people that he was supposed to love and to lead. That's my thought for today.